Yes, I yield to the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Cummings.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Moynihan, I find your testimony very troubling. And I don't know who you think we are, but I got to tell you, I find some of the things that you've said not believable. First of all, the chairman asked you why Mr. Mayopoulos was fired. A seasoned attorney was fired 9 days after he gave an opinion, and you basically said you all suddenly got into downsizing fever. Is that right? Is that basically what you're saying? You were downsizing?
I said I wasn't personally involved in the decision, but it's about...
Well, you replaced him, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And what were you told, what did they tell you, and I remind you that you're under oath, was fired?
Ken asked me to take the job as general counsel, and I said I would take
I'm sorry, say that again?
Mr. Lewis asked me to take the job as general counsel, and I said I would take the job.
You didn't answer my question. I said, were you told you're replacing somebody, you hadn't practiced in years, and you're replacing somebody who's a seasoned attorney who had just given an opinion that apparently Mr. Lewis did not like, or others did not like, and you mean you're walking into a job and you didn't say, well, what happened to the last guy? I mean, that's a logical question.
That's absolutely a logical question.
And what did you find out? Did you ask the question, first of all, or did you know?
I didn't ask the question, and I went about doing...
so you didn't care, right?
I cared of Mr. Mayopoulos as a person, obviously, but I met with his direct reports and started my job.
And if you were advising a client the size of Bank of America, what would you say to the management if they told you they wanted to fire their in-house counsel and replace him with a senior business executive who, while a credentialed, an experienced attorney, had not practiced law in 10 years and was not even licensed at the time? Would you advise them to make that move?
I think if the decision was made for me to be general counsel, I think it was a wise move on behalf of the company, and I was competent to do it.
That's very interesting. Now, let me ask you this. You had an opportunity to talk to our committee staff, did you not?
Yes, I did, sir.
And you believe that there was a MAC was appropriate. There was a case for a MAC. Is that right?
I believe we had a valid claim.
At the time that you talked to the committee staff, you produced no evidence with regard to why you had that opinion. Do you have any evidence today?
Representative, the evidence is that in the fourth quarter of 2008, Merrill Lynch lost $21 billion pre-tax, and it was not clear that they'd be able to use the tax benefits. That was twice as much as they'd ever made and completely depleted their capital by 50%. And so, therefore, that was a material change in their circumstances. Their ability to earn money at the level they were supposed to was impaired by their capital going down.
Now, that was inconsistent with the law firm Wachtell and what Mr. Mayopoulos had said. Is that right? Was that inconsistent? In other words, you all had hired a big law firm, and you had a general counsel, and then you come in, you haven't practiced law in 10 years, and you come along and say, I think this is a good time, but the MAC is fine. So I'm trying to figure out, how'd you get there?
I relied on Wachtell Lipton, who was of the same opinion. We had a valid claim for MAC and informed us such. I also relied on my experience dealing with MAC clauses and having taken apart deals for MAC clauses in my experience in the past, the hundreds of deals I've done as an attorney and a business person. And we were all of the same opinion, that this was at $21 billion in losses, this was a material change in the circumstance of Merrill Lynch that we had to address.
Well, let me get to Mr. Mayopoulos, because apparently he had a different opinion. Is that what Wachtell had said, Mr. Mayopoulos? He says that they were all in agreement. Is that right? That's not what they told you, is it?
We didn't have any conversations. I didn't have any conversations with Wachtell about the material adverse change clause.
Now, Mr. Gifford, this is the fellow, Mr. Moynihan is one of the people that you are considering to take Mr. Lewis's place. Is that right?
That's what I read in the newspaper, sir.
That's what you read in the newspaper. What do you mean?
We have tried very hard, Congressman Cummings, not to be talking publicly about individuals.
Well, the fact is, the reason why I'm talking about it is this the guy, I'm just trying to figure out, is this the guy that we've got to face when we are trying to deal with Bank of America, when we've got $45 billion this face that we are going to be facing?
And I'm responding,
And I'm
Congressman.
not asking you for your decision. I'm just asking, is he is one of your top candidates?
He is a very talented executive at Bank of America.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I now yield to Mr. Lukenmeyer from Missouri.
Chairman, I'd like to follow along this line of questioning. Mr. Meropoulos,